What's up everyone, this is Ed Talenti. How are you guys doing? Today I wanted to do a video that's a little bit different than what I've been doing so far. I had this idea of starting conversations, throwing ideas at you guys, things that I've been thinking about, whether it's music or business, and then kind of start a conversation with you. I would like this not to be a one-sided thing. So whether it's in the comments or privately, it doesn't matter. But I would like to throw an idea at you so that you can start thinking about it and develop it into something else, and then hopefully we can start a conversation. So today's video specifically is going to be about this thing that I've been thinking about and this concept that I've been developing. It's nothing crazy or new, but I've been watching a lot of Gary Vee and Casey Neistat and all these modern internet-based entrepreneurs, and I started developing these thoughts about how to make money as a one-person business online. And the more I think about it, the more I start realizing that the key to making money is to not think about making money. If I just throw it at you like that, it doesn't really make sense, but let me sit down and explain to you a little bit better. All right, here we go. So when you have a business like this, like a very small one-person business, there are three key factors that come into play. Let me actually move a little bit to the side so I can put a little graphics here or whatever. I'm gonna do it all pro and shit. So like I was saying, there are three factors that come into play. The first one is branding. Branding includes a lot of stuff, from marketing to promotion to your logo and your image on the web, to customer service, to everything that has to do with your brand. The second element would be the product. In this case, music, but it could be whatever. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then the third element is the money. Now, the money is usually considered the most important one because money is what gives us the opportunity to keep doing what we're doing. Like if we don't make money, then we have to stop doing it and we need to find a different way to make money, which ultimately hurts our business because we have to do something else. We have to dedicate our energy to something else. But energy is exactly what I would like to talk about, because we as human beings, especially as being one person behind a whole business that has to take care of pretty much every single aspect, definitely these three aspects. So by having a limited amount of energy, if we put it into one of these three, we're gonna take it away from the other two. That's just a fact. Let's say we have 100 energy points and we put 30 into branding, then we're left with 70. There's no way around it. So we need to be really, really careful where we put our energy and where we put our time. Now, from a personal standpoint, most people will put money or maybe the music, if they really care about it, they would put that towards the top of the chain, because those two elements are money is nice to have for a million reasons that I don't have to sit here and explain. And the product means a lot to you, especially if it's music, but whatever thing that you make, especially if it's something creative, the product means a lot to you. It's not just something that you just made and you don't care, you just want to sell it. It's something that it's the expression of your creativity, so hopefully it has some meaning to you. So from a personal point of view, that would totally make sense to put money and product at the top. But from a business point of view, the pyramid is flipped over. Money needs to go at the bottom. Let me tell you why. Out of these three categories, money is the consequence. If you put the money as your objective, you're gonna put the energy into the wrong category, because the money has to be the consequence of your marketing and your product. So if your marketing and your product are successful, the money comes, but the money comes as a result. It doesn't come as the beginning of the process. You know what I'm trying to say? So by flipping this pyramid, from a business standpoint, the marketing would have to go at the very top of the chain, because it's even more important than your product. Because if your marketing is not on point, if your marketing is not delivering, then people will never get to your product and they will never get to the money. So I kind of see these as a trickle down thing, right? You start from the top, you start from marketing, which makes your product visible, which puts it in front of people, which hopefully buy it, and then it gets you to money. So you covered all three by going from top to bottom, right? So especially when we start a business at first, all of our energy should be focused on the first one and the second one. The third one, we shouldn't even be thinking about. It should just be something that comes. And it might take some time. It might take a lot of time and a lot of work. But that's the effort. That's what's going to come after. But our energy, our time, our limited and precious energy and time are going to have to be focused on the first two. Now, try to think about this for a second. How many people are in the world? What is it, 7 billion? Maybe it's even more. I'm not super updated on the numbers. If there are 7 billion people in the world, and you are one person that needs to make a living, or even if it's a family, 3 people, husband, wife, and a kid, whatever. You don't need to reach all those 7 billion people. Let's make it more practical. I sell beats online, and a lot of you guys sell beats online. In order to make a living for yourself, you don't need to sell 1,000,000 beats a month. You just don't need to. You only need to sell a few. You need a really, really tiny like slice of that giant pie, but like really tiny. Like we don't think about how tiny that is. In fact, if you put it all in perspective and you look at the number of people that are even just in the music industry that are trying to be rappers, that are trying to be producers, and you look at how many people you actually need to sell a beat to make your living, you realize that it's such a small number. It kind of makes you feel good. It's like, well, that doesn't sound that hard. And it is pretty hard. It's not easy. But if you take care of these two things at first, then the money is gonna come. The third thing is gonna come. It's gonna definitely trickle down and go all the way to the bottom. Like I said at the beginning, this is not like a lesson. It's not like me teaching you something. It's more like I'm trying to these things have been in my mind a lot and I'm trying to express them to you. One, because I feel like saying them out loud and defining them also helps me clear my thoughts. So it's kind of like a selfish thing, I guess. But at the same time, I really hope that this starts a conversation and gets you going in your own head, because ultimately I'm one person and my thoughts are limited. But if 100 people are thinking about the same thing, then we can get further, if that makes any sense. Even if it's not a lesson though, I would like to give you like a couple of practical tips that you can start applying right now, especially for marketing, because as far as product, there's a lot of people out there that make videos, and I made some too, on how to improve your product, like how to mix better, how to sound select better, how to build a chord progression, how to build a melody, and all that stuff. But on the marketing side, there's a lot of videos that are kind of like really specific, but I would like to give you like some very general tips that could change your mindset and make you come up with different creative solutions to achieve those results. So the moment we take money out of the picture in our head, in our thought process, now we're left with two factors. We're left with quality of our product, and we're left with visibility. The whole goal of what we're trying to do here is to get our product in front of a ton of people, so that even if just a small number of them ends up purchasing, for you, that's already enough. Imagine if you have like a tiny 1% conversion, right? So that means that every 100 people that see your content, you make one sale. Imagine that. Now that's a pretty small conversion, but it's not unrealistic. It makes sense. So that means that if you put your product in front of 100 people, you're gonna make one sale, right? That means that if you put it in front of 500 people, you're gonna make 5 sales. 1,000 people, 10 sales. 5,000 people, 50 sales. Even if you're just selling, which is pretty rare, but even if you're just selling MP3 leases, like the most basic ones, and you're selling them for $25, you already made $2,500 if you made 100 sales. When you put it in perspective like that, you realize that the numbers are not that big. Like putting your product in front of 10,000 people in this day and age with social media is not that crazy. So a suggestion I would like to give you for today is, since most of our revenue, if not all of it, comes from the internet, like online, social media is basically like the main thing that we should be focusing on. One thing that we need to put a lot of attention towards is creating content that's correct for that platform. You have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have YouTube. A video like this, like the one you're watching right now, this is clearly for YouTube. I can't put this on Instagram because Instagram is a platform where people just scroll, right? They're just scrolling through, usually with their sound off. At least that's what I do. And I keep scrolling. And when I see a video that looks interesting, I tap and I listen to that one for like 30 seconds, and then I stop that and I just keep scrolling. A video where you're just talking, when you're explaining something, especially if it's like something in depth, is just not right for Instagram. That's definitely a YouTube thing, because people go on YouTube with the intention of learning something, with the intention to sit down for 10 minutes and watch a video and try to understand or experience something new. So as far as visibility goes, that's my main advice, at least for right now, is understand all the social medias that you have in front of you and create content that works specifically for those. Anyway, I hope I didn't ramble too much. I'm not trying to teach you something, but I'm more trying to share a thought that's in my head, and hopefully spark some thoughts in your head, and hopefully start a back and forth. So write in the comments if you have something to say about this. If you're like, dude, this is totally stupid, you're completely wrong. Or if you're like, yeah, this was interesting, I'm gonna apply it. Like whatever is in your head, just start a conversation and I'll be more than happy to talk to you in the comments. Or privately, if you're too shy. I don't see why, but if you're too shy and you wanna hit me up, just hit me up on Instagram. It's @EdTalenti. Write me a DM, or even if you just want to say hi, whatever you want to tell me, and I'll try to respond as fast as I can. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is kind of an experiment. This is like conversation thing. This is like one topic, just kind of talking about it. Let me know if it's something that's interesting, if you'd like to see more. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. There's a lot coming and I don't want you to miss any. I think that's enough for today. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, remember, be positive and positive things will happen.
Music. Music.